My name is Elisheba Mrozik. I am an artist, activist, and overall dope person. So my studio has been a dream for a long time. Over the past 15 years of my tattooing career, I've been diligently working and saving to be able to own my own space. When I first started doing art, I was a kid and I just did things that I liked: comics, cartoons, anime. That was my deal. As I got older and I wanted to make art a career, I started seeing that flexibility was really the key to being able to be successful as an artist. Black is in every piece of work I do, mainly because I can't escape it. You can't exist as a Black woman in the world without being reminded constantly of where you fit in it and your place. And so when I'm asked to do something that is very mainstream, like a hockey team logo, NHL logo, something that will be seen by the masses, I always want to make sure that identity is present. It is super important for me, and a big part of the theme of my work in general, that Black identity be defined by Black people and not by others, which it has been historically. Always add lots of bright color, because if you ever see Africa, it is so full of color. The clothing, the people, the food, everything is colorful, and that really denotes the energy and mindset of different peoples. I also look at Black American history and the things, although many things were lost, the things that we kept, and then the things that we created anew and brought those in with the color palettes, and also calling into Adinkra symbols, which are a West African symbology into it, was super important. And I always like to do that because Black people of America, being lost people who are disconnected from their original heritage and culture, we need to be reminded that we do have control over our identities and how they're portrayed. And so bringing all those things into this logo was very important, and not just in a, Band-Aid Black History Month way, but in a authentic way that is really rooted in research and rediscovery. Afrobeats is always on repeat in my studio. It's just something tribal and instinctual and ancestral about the drum, the drumming, the beats, the emotions, and the movement that I can't get enough of. And that's reflected in hip hop, which I always have loved. I stay with vibes on repeat. It's gotta make me move. It's gotta make me, like, if you see me painting, this is me. I think that the message of an oppressed people who can create beauty out of that pain is a worldwide thing. Like, there are oppressed peoples all over the world, right? And when you have an escape, which music is an escape, creativity is an escape from those daily kind of oppressions that you face, no matter who the oppressor is, wherever in the world. That's why I feel like so many people gravitate and everybody can get into the groove when it comes to Black American music. That is why the best-selling artists of all time have been Black artists, because their music can resonate with so many different types of people, no matter what they're going through. Color is a huge part of all of my work, because the word Black, used to describe Black people, used to describe things that are dirty or things that are bad, are always, they're thought of like the absence of color, when in actuality, Black is all color. And so I always like to put Black and bright colors next to each other, because they're all come together to make Black. There's a rainbow of melanin. There's so many colors of skin. It's just a reminder to myself, and hopefully a message that's put out there, that all colors make Black. Everything comes from that. You have to be mindful that this is a brand, and that while you do have creative freedom in how you can do things, you're still representing a well-known, storied brand, and that needs to stay within certain specifications. So in a way, it's really not different from a tattoo or any other service, you're giving the specifications that you need to do up front, but you have a bigger audience than say your tattoo may ever have. And so I, again, always want to make sure that I'm putting out authentic work, not dancing around the subject at hand, which is amplifying Black music, amplifying Blackness, and also putting messages within the piece that everybody may not understand up front. Like I've got a Fawohide here in the center, which is an Adinkra symbol that means freedom and emancipation. And I put that one in the center because that is always what we're striving for, Black, white, or wherever. We want the freedom and emancipation to be able to be ourselves, to live as we choose. But that freedom and emancipation comes with a cost. So centering it is always super important. And also the freedom that we get through creation process. Music, art, sports is still a creative process because you have to be creative around the rules of the game to make the plays, to make the points, to win. You know, this is the start of a process that could be really good at strengthening, and not just for 1 month, but for more every day and continuous engagement with the community. I think this is a stepping stone and a start, but definitely not the end. And I think that everyone needs to be more mindful about continuing to connect in community with Black creatives, the Black community as a whole, and getting them involved in the sports, because hockey is one of the few sports that's not mostly Black people in it, right? So the only reason is because we aren't exposed to it, and it has been kind of a separate thing from Black people and Black culture. It's no reason why we can't connect more. And so I think that this is a start of a relationship that can be grown intentionally if the right moves are put in place. Because sports are a way to connect. They build, you know, so many amazing qualities in young people, teamwork, leadership, I can go on. And so sports need to be put into these spaces with kids and even with creatives. Like I wasn't a big sports person myself, but because people just let me sit in the corner and draw. But being able to do art for the sports team has made me a little more interested in wanting to know more about it, what they're doing. And so that's how you reach people, is to be there so they can reach out and you know, be a part.